The way I am now, it was the way I was when I was 13, 12. But then I completely lost myself through drinking, the life that was showed to me, in my opinion, low consciousness. So it was like, we need to go to school, we need to work, we need to pay the bill. That's what I followed, blindly. And I ended up being in Malta, managing 8 online gambling websites, head off in the company, doing just drugs, alcohol, and being depressed.
Ferdinand Thor, co-founder of Tribe Superhuman, the man who broke the Guinness Book of World Record for standing on a bed of nails for over 13 hours.
It's like 2 boards with nails like this, or 10 millimeters away from each other, and just my feet like this, standing. I cannot move even my feet on it. I didn't pee for 13 hours, 13 minutes.
You didn't pee for 13 hours straight? Okay, gotcha. His mission? To help people change their lives.
The truth is that I see people losing their hair, getting overweight, not being able to have relationship or friendship, not sleeping at night, vaping. Who are we fooling, guys? Trauma is just that an event had an impact on your nervous system and have an influence on your behavior. Everyone had this in this life. So now the question is, does your nervous system setup, your software, serve your best interest? Being strong. What is our definition of being strong? I cried 2 days ago, like big tears, big time. This is the most strong thing I ever do. It is so hard, that's why no one is doing it. Before enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. After enlightenment, chop wood, carry water.
Some conversations challenge the way we think. This is one of them. Today we're sitting down with Ferdinand Thor, a Guinness World Record breaker, Breathwork Master, and co-founder of Tribe Superhuman, a movement that's helping people pushing themselves to their limits and unlocking their full potential. Ferdinand has helped 10,000 people overcome fear, anxiety, and traumas. He's endured sitting in ice baths for long periods at a time, climbing mountains, basically shirtless, and also breaking the record for standing on nails for 13 hours straight, to all prove that the mind is stronger than what we think. So Ferdinand, thank you for coming on today. I want to tap into 3 powerful themes in this conversation. The first theme being mindset and mission, what drives you to the extreme lifestyle and why it led you to create your brand. 2, struggles and sacrifices, your hardest moments, biggest fears, and what led you to overcome your struggles and journey in life so far. And finally, 3, the future of humanity, your take on modern society, and what comes next for us all. So let's dive in. What is your mission right now in life, and then what are you trying to do?
My mission is very simple, is that I see unnecessary suffering in so many humans these days, and mostly into modern society. We are lying to ourselves that we are strong people, that we are doing good for ourselves, but the truth is that I see people losing their hair, getting overweight, not being able to have relationship or friendship, not sleeping at night, vaping. I mean, who are we fooling, guys? And the truth is that it's not that complicated to free ourselves from all these patterns that we have in our minds that doesn't serve us anymore. And what I do is that I bring a safe space online or face-to-face in Dubai or all over the world where people can change this pattern. They can change their mind. And it's funny what you said, actually. I jump on this because you said Ferdinand Thor. My last name is Morellec. It's but it's a good one because I put Thor a long time ago on Instagram when I started my career 6 years ago. Because I was having this long hair and everyone was saying, oh, he looks like Thor. And,
You do.
It's funny that you say that because I was, for example, very attached to this character of the Viking and I'm doing hard things, I'm a big guy. And okay, it served me for a certain amount of time. But then at some point I also realized, fuck, I have no money. Like I cannot build a family by just playing the character. I have to be also true to myself deeper and deeper. And so it's a constant relearning of what is your true essence. And then life flows and you take hard decisions and everything is just as it's supposed to be.
And you brought up, like, a lot of people, I think society is in a weird place nowadays with everything that's going on in the world. I mean, you have instant gratification at your fingertips. You have media, constant distractions. What do you think is the root cause of kind of what's going on in society and why people kind of are losing control of their mindset?
For me, it's very simple, is that we keep using our intellect instead of using our wisdom. So technology increase, but we haven't evolved our level of consciousness regarding this new power. And as a very wise man said in Spider-Man, big power, big responsibility. So I guess this evolving of technology is just pushing us to become better people ourselves. So it's going to be challenging for the people that don't evolve but it's just a normal evolution of the species.
And for someone in your situation, how do you define success?
That's beautiful, because I worked on it yesterday. For me, success, but just for me, first, and then I will say for everyone, for me, it's to be recognized for my expertise. If I'm recognized for my expertise, I feel success. Now, the success in general is very simple. That's a good one. Success is getting what you want. Happiness is wanting what you get. So then everyone positions themselves into this spectrum, but success is getting what you want. So now the question is what you truly want. And what you truly want, most of us have no idea of what we truly want. We're gonna wish for less pollution, but we're gonna take planes every day because we love traveling. We wish for a better relationship, and we are looking for the right person, but we don't look to be the right person. It's a full bunch of lies that we tell ourselves. So before knowing what you want, in order to find success, you have to know a bit more who you are. And for this, you will have to dig inside of your unconscious. And it can be challenging sometimes.
Yeah. And I know you've dug in your conscious because you like to push boundaries a lot. You stood on, you stood on a bed of nails for 13 hours straight?
So not exactly. It's like two boards with nails like this, or 10 millimeters away from each other, and just my feet like this, standing. I cannot move even my feet on it. I didn't pee as well. I just standed like this for 13 hours, 13 minutes. And I haven't even claimed the title yet, actually. But it has been broken. I broke the Guinness World Record there.
You didn't pee for 13 hours straight?
That's another world record, I guess.
So what led you to want to break this record? Did you even have the intentions of breaking this, or was it?
No, actually, like 9 months ago, I didn't even know it was existing. My point was just to prove people that by working on our mind, you can do things that everyone think impossible. So I really don't care about the title, to be fully honest with you. What I care about, though, is to show everyone that with a bit of effort, we can change the way we perceive fear, we can change the way we perceive pain, and therefore it allows us to do bigger things. Who cares to stand on nails for 13 hours? I mean, it's pointless. And most people will look at this and being like, this is just a waste of time. But the truth is, it shows the ability to be courageous. And courageous allows you to take what you do now, big decisions into business. To speak to your dad and say, Dad, oh, I forgive you, I love you. Or to speak to your kids and take the right decisions. Or go stopping your 9 to 5 and start your own business. It takes a big pair of courage, if you see what I mean, to do these actions. This world record was just to show that it's possible to do more.
I like that. And is there any negatives with standing on a bed of nails? I mean, not a bed of nails, standing on nails for 13 hours? Because I remember when I was a kid, we had this place in my hometown where you'd lay on this bed and the nails would rise. But it wasn't that uncomfortable. It was a science center where like you can lay on a bed of nails. But I'm wondering, standing on nails for 13 hours straight with like gravity and everything, was there any effects it had on you?
Yeah.
Like what happened? What's
So,
the negatives?
Modern society, it makes us into stress. It puts us into stress in the part of our nervous system that is the thinking, which is a part of the stress. It's not bad as long as it doesn't become chronic. And the issue is that in modern society, it becomes chronic. Okay, one thing. Standing on nails, it completely blocked me into the other side, which is the part of our nervous system that is the rest, which is the feeling. So after this world record for 3 weeks, I couldn't think. It was the opposite of overthinking. I was overfeeling and I couldn't think. And for 3 weeks, I really had to give myself time. I'm grateful enough to have built a life where I have more or less free time the way I want, so I took my time. But I just couldn't think. My business partner, he was sending me contracts and stuff. I was like, man, I trust you. What this shows as well is that as we're all suffering from overthinking, it's just because we have overused one part of our nervous system. If we do the right actions, we're going to go rebalancing on the other side. The goal, of course, is not to overfeel or to overthink, just to be at peace with our thinking, with our thoughts, with our feelings. And this, I hope it spoke to a few people when I did it.
Yeah, you definitely have some inspiring content on your Instagram for sure. I noticed you have this big neck tattoo. I don't see any tattoos on you, but I noticed this big neck tattoo. Why'd you get this big tattoo right here?
It's at that time, I did it because I was leaving my 9 to 5 and I didn't want to be hired anymore. And And at that time, I didn't have a strong mind at all. This also what I want to share is that now we see me and people say, oh, it's Thor, but the truth is that I cannot consider myself having a strong mind for most of my life. And doing this actually was like, in a way, it's witchcraft in a way. It's like I put it here so I know, at that time at least, that no one will hire me in the corporate world anymore. So I will burn my bridge to not go back to a place where I was suffering. And fortunately, I never had to go back from my point of view, to a 9-to-5. But no, it's still here. Huh? It's just.
Do you regret it at all, or no?
No, not at all. Not at all. I feel it suits me pretty well.
Yeah, no, it does. It gives you the Viking look for sure. Yeah. But what I'm curious to know, what were you doing before all of this entrepreneurship ventures that you started? What was your 9-to-5 job? How was like your early life?
Yes. So the way I am now, it was the way I was when I was 13, 12. But then I completely lost myself through drinking, and the life that was showed to me was very, in my opinion, low consciousness. So it was like, we need to work, like the classic, we need to go to school, we need to work, we need to pay the bill, and that's it, and be happy with that. So that's what I followed, blindly. And I ended up being in Malta, managing 8 online gambling websites as a manager, head of in the company, and doing just drugs and alcohol and being depressed. It was full-on data analysis, basically, and people management. And at 26, I started to leave this, but it was very, very hard, to be honest. One of the most courageous things I ever done.
And that's it kind of sounds like similar stories. I was going to ask this. With the situation you're in, that was induced from some type of past trauma. And
Yes.
like I noticed, like when people that have these strong mindsets, they usually go through something really dark. And so that was the case for you.
So, funny enough, before I would have just said yes. But now, the truth is that I start to realize after meeting so many people that everyone in their own way is traumatized. I think we see life in a much more clear way when we start from the statement that everyone is mentally sick. Everyone has a bunch of trauma. So now we can okay, I need to work on myself. What I mean by that is, if you, Hunter, your mom left you for 2 minutes into a store, and for 2 minutes you were 4 years old and you couldn't find your mom.
I would freak out. I used to freak out.
Trauma, boom. The thing is, trauma, people don't like this word because they feel trauma is like being raped or being abused. It's not true. Trauma is just that an event had an impact on your nervous system and have an influence on your behavior. So everyone had this in this life. Everyone. So now the question is, does your nervous system setup, your software, serve your best interest? For example, right now, I see you thriving in what you do. Amazing. But maybe at some point you will be like, I'm doing good with this podcast, but I cannot have a relationship. Because your nervous system right now, through past experiences, have put you a software, a setup, that right now doesn't serve your best interest. So you will have to update and to upgrade this system.
So you were in France. You're born in France from your accent, of course. Then you managed casinos in Malta. Malta, right?
Malta, yeah.
And then you came to Dubai how long ago?
Yeah, 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Yeah,
okay,
yes.
So fairly new.
Yeah.
And so being in Dubai, how do you see this environment in the minds of the people here?
Yes. So I love Dubai because for me it's a playground. People have such an interesting mind here because they are full on, and it's they wear it as a sign of pride. They are full on into the stress part. They are, we call it also masculine energy. Is that they're full on into the action, into the stress, into the creation, into the future. They have to predict what's going to happen with real estate, with crypto, with whatever business they have. So I really enjoy it because I feel useful here, because I bring the other side. So I love Dubai for what it is. I just feel that Dubai is extreme sports for the mind. And therefore, we have to level up. The good news is that Dubai, we are people that are mostly entrepreneurs, or at least with ambition. And so people are willing, once they understand the trick, they are willing to do the work in order to level up themselves and match with the city vibration.
Do you think Dubai helps shapes your mindset compared to other places?
Yes, but the truth is many people lose themselves here as well. Which I love is that Dubai triggers, and that I love. It triggers your ego because you are never the richest. You are never the most strong. You are never so it triggers you. And this I love because the mind here suffer a little bit because they are challenged, but we grow as well through challenges. On the other side, a bit more dark, is that, for example, people also die from a heart attack and they have autoimmune disease and they cannot sleep at night, they lose their hair. I saw someone in the lift right now, a woman with a yellow jacket, she has almost no hair. People suffer. But the one that sees will level up their understanding about themselves and will upgrade. And to be honest with you, it matches the natural selection of nature in a way. So I really resonate with this.
And I want to tap into, your kind of challenges in life so far, because I think you've had a lot of experience that led you to where you are right now. What can you recall that has been the worst part of your life?
I love that you asked this question. It was my childhood. It was my childhood because before I start to drink and just lose myself and basically accept my fate as okay, I'm just a human being into this 9 to 5, where I completely lost faith in life. For a while, when I was between 10 and 13 years old, I was seeing like I see now. I was seeing clear. I feel I see clear. And the thing is, like, I was surrounded by a reality that was telling me the opposite. No, life is like this. Life is like that. And I was like, it seems weird, like something is wrong. And for me, it was a lot of depression, a lot of crying at that time, until I reached like 13 years old. And you can see it in the photo book, at 12, 13, boom, my face changed. It's like I accepted my fate. Okay, life is what I consider trash. And therefore, I will just be depressed until whatever happened. And God bless, like really, I had the right people on my path that really pushed me. And at some point, I started to realize, oh my God, but actually, it's not true. Life can be wonderful, and I create what the fuck I want. And I am not my personality. My personality is just the consequences of my past experiences. So I can reshape my personality in a way that serves me. I'm not an alcoholic. I just drink, right? And now I stopped. It's once you start to detach yourself from the illusion of who you are, you can start to reshape it. People, they see me, they say, oh, you changed style, you had long hair, you have short hair. Me, to be honest, I don't give a fuck. This is just a personality on video game, you have the same character, but you change the skin. It's the same thing. What is inside is the essence of self, is what truly matters. And it takes great courage, actually, to be willing to look inside and being like, oh my God, I'm a piece of shit. Because we are all suffering. The truth is that, let's just look at it. And then being like, oh my God, it was just because I have to forgive my dad and now I feel more at peace. Okay, cool.
Yeah, as cliche as it is, like you become what you think,
You become what you think.
Everything is what you shape in your mind.
I want to know about you, Hunter. Where are you at with that? When was the last time you cried?
Last time I cried, to be honest, I haven't cried in a while. I've had times where I've thought about things that make me emotional, but tears coming out of my eyes, it's been a long time.
You have to come to my event.
Sure. What, are you gonna make me cry?
No, you're gonna cry. Me, I'm just gonna do my thing.
Okay, gotcha.
But yeah, people cry.
Yeah. I'm a type of guy, I like to keep myself always busy. And I even notice it, like, of course, like you said, everyone has past traumas, right? Childhood, whatever it is. And so, of course, when you realize, if you take the time to slow down, you realize you have all these problems from your younger self that you kind of let them sit back here and you forget about them. But yeah, I do my best to keep busy, and I'm very interested for sure in mindset and being strong and being present. I think is the most important thing. But definitely want to check out one of your events.
Being strong. What is our definition of being strong? I cried 2 days ago, like big tears, big time. And this is the most strong thing I ever do, because it is so hard to let go. It is so hard. That's why no one is doing it, because it is truly taking courage to, oh my God, I'm shit regarding this. Not on all of it, of course, but on that specific topic, I am shit. For example, I don't know. I'm getting angry when I feel that people don't understand my message. Example. And this anger build up, and then we start to resonate less with people because, my God, they should understand me. No one should understand you. Like, just be better at communicating. So the thing is like, and we asked before the podcast started, by the way, to have the permission to be true to ourselves, is that, Hunter, brother, nature will catch you. If it's not me, if it's not you, nature will catch you. And people that are losing their hair and getting cancer, it happens to everyone because emotions that are supposed to be energy in motion, if they are not expressed, they're stuck. And then they rot and they're gonna give you shit. And so it's not me being hard, it's nature being hard. Nature is merciless and it catches all of us. So better to look at ourselves, cry a good amount of time, realizing that we are not as good as we think we are. And from here, we can grow.
I guess best piece of advice right now on building a strong mindset and keeping a healthy daily habit like routine with keeping your mind clear and being present.
Try to feel the best you can. Some people don't feel at all. Some people feel so-so. Some people don't know how to deal with their feelings. Some people feel. Feel because this is what we are lacking into modern society. It's like the analogy of the biceps and the triceps. It's like modern society forces you to get better at biceps. But soon, our triceps is not used anymore. We never feel. We only think. So our arm is like this. We have a massive biceps and we are very proud of it because we build big companies and we have nice cars and amazing. I love big biceps as well. But the triceps is still here, just weak. And then people are completely forgotten that it exists. So they're wondering, why? I'm doing so good and I feel like shit. Of course, brother, your arm is being locked like this since fucking 20 years. Like, it's time to go. And then, at some point, people realize, oh my God, I feel weak. Of course, you have never used your triceps since 20 years. Feel a little bit. And soon, at the beginning, it's painful, of course, because you have never used it. But then you're like, oh my God, actually, I had the arm and I can do stuff. But the journey is just by feeling a little bit more. And if you don't know how to feel, again, surround yourself by people that can teach you how to do it. It's very simple.
Yeah, no, that's a great analogy made there. And going back to you kind of like your past, what do you think? I know you said you had outside society kind of force you into thinking, do this, do that. But what was the root cause of your traumas? Was it drinking? What was like the root cause that you can recall? A challenge that, and then now that shaped you to who you are today.
That's a very good question. My parents.
Mm.
My parents. At that time, I was not able to see them as they were, and I just saw the negative part of them. I just saw the weakness of them. And I believe actually that most kids come to educate their parents more than the opposite. So I came to show them something new, but at that time I didn't know, and they didn't have the awareness of it neither, so we were clashing. And therefore, I built up a lot of anger towards them, and we basically kind of destroyed each other for a long time. This was the beginning. All the drinking, the smoking, the drugs, all this is consequences. And by the way, guys, I want to make a statement here. Don't waste your time with the consequences. I didn't drink since 4 years, and I never stopped drinking. I never said I'm going to stop drinking, but I worked on my trauma. I worked on my pain that I had, on my ability to feel loved, on my ability to feel safe. And then I didn't want to drink anymore. Same with drugs, same with everything. So once you heal your relationship with money, with your parents, with women, with men for women, with work in general, with life, suddenly you realize that you don't have cravings anymore. And your body get more in shape and your mind get more clear and your sleep get better. But for me, to reply to your question, it was my parents, the trigger at the beginning.
I see. And for those who maybe are going through something tough right now, what's the first kind of step they can take to start healing and rewiring their mind?
Very good. Courage. Courage. And actually, it doesn't come from me, it comes from the ladder of consciousness. You start with shame, and you have very low vibration emotions, shame, guilt, grief. And in order to shift positive emotion, which is joy, love, willingness, acceptance, it comes from courage. The shift is courage. So it's very simple. You sit a second, you realize what is bothering you. Sometimes it's absolutely everything. And realizing that you are the one creating this life. And it takes courage to do this realization. Because you realize that, oh my God, if everything around me is shit, it's because I am shit. And therefore, that takes a lot of courage. And then you can start to work on yourself. I see so many people, they come to me, they're like, oh, Ferdinand, I cannot find the right person. But are you the right person? Let's focus on being the right person. And everything is going to follow.
And I want to touch into relationships because you talked about your family, which of course is one of the most important relationships. Um, how is your relationship life, and what is your thoughts on good relationships?
I want you to know, guys, that I have been, from my own perception, completely messed up for a long period of time. My brain, through, I guess, the overuse of alcohol and drugs and being in the wrong environment, became, for a long period of time, completely deviant sexually, and like my relationship to women, and it came completely dirty, and I was suffering from it. But again, that was just the consequences. I had to work on myself. And I'm happy now to say that I'm with a woman since 9 months. Today's been 9 months.
Congratulations.
Yes, and she has been fantastic. She has been challenging me on my weaknesses, but she also has been receiving my help. She has been accepting my safe space, and that allowed her to relax and to feel more feminine and to be able to enter in a new phase of her life, because she's an entrepreneur as well. So sometimes it's hard for women because they have to go hard as well into this world. But at least now I see her at home being able to let go. And for me, this is the greatest success of my life. All the record and stuff means nothing.
And so you said 9 months. Is this like your first type of like healthy relationship that you're in? That's why you're saying 9 months?
No, actually, I'm blessed to say that my ex-girlfriend, we still work together as well. And the one before was also an amazing woman that we are still in very good terms. We don't see each other, but it started to be good relationship only when I started to work on myself. Before it was, Hunter, I can tell you, it was madness, and I put all the blame on me because the women I was with were just projection of myself, reflecting my trauma, my fear, my weaknesses.
Yeah, I think relationships can be a very big distraction that can actually pull you down, depending on, of course, who you're partnered with. I think because we're entrepreneurship podcast, um, what is something that an entrepreneur like yourself should look for in a relationship? Like how both sides, what is, I guess, common frequency that is the foundation of a good relationship?
But let's go straight to the point, is that we are entrepreneurs. So there is a money aspect to our work. I believe that a relationship should, in whatever way, bring you, or at least a feeling of success financially, or success in your field, even if finance is just an indicator, of course, it's not a... So having a relationship should make you feel that you are more performant in your mission. It can be her by just taking care of you at home, or it can be her by bringing you business lead. It doesn't matter the way she helps you, but she has to be an asset for your mission. Otherwise, it's just not the right person.
That makes sense. That makes sense. So I want to now tap into our third subject, which is the future of humanity. What is your perspective, of course, on the world? We kind of already covered this on, what you think on modern society and how it's impact us. But where do you see the future of humanity going with AI, all this technology?
Where do you see?
I like watching conspiracy theories, so I have a whole bunch of ideas. They can go good or bad. I like to say the positive route, but I don't know. I feel like with AI, things are going to become just like we have instant gratification now with everything. Things are going to become more instant. So like we don't need to do laundry. We don't need to drive to the grocery store. We don't need to think much. And like I feel like that can be a negative to where we're going to be completely dependent on thinking with technology. And I don't know, maybe with AI and stuff that they're gonna make AI. I mean, Elon Musk is already making AI robots that it's gonna become reality, and maybe AI is gonna become smarter than us and take us over. But yeah, that's kind of my thoughts.
And what is going to happen to all the people that always keep busy to avoid looking at themselves? They will have nothing else to do than looking at themselves.
Yeah. And maybe like another thing I think about is maybe like with AI, right? People are gonna have more time to focus on themselves. Maybe this is gonna create more creativity and people to find themselves. Like I saw a funny video the other day where like AI is doing everything now. Now people are gonna have time to go build these crazy structures like they did with the pyramids. I'm not saying the pyramids are built
Yes.
like that, but maybe it's gonna lead to more creativity in the world. But what's your thoughts on like the current route of where humanity is going.
So I feel very at peace with AI. Because anyway, we have to be at peace with the decisions we are making, and we clearly go toward this direction. So that's basically what humanity wants, and I strongly have faith with that. It comes back to what I mentioned at the beginning, that very often humans use their intellect instead of wisdom. Very soon we will not need to use our intellect anymore, because everything will be already computed by AI. So what's left? Creativity, feelings, consciousness, and that's everything that, in my opinion, are right now lacking in modern society. So AI is just going to push you into that direction. The way I say it sounds quite positive, but for many it's going to be very hard, because they will resist the change. They will resist to look at themselves, and about crying, for example. So many people will start to feel useless, because they will not know how to transition into this new society, and there will be a shift. And I believe that some people will die, actually. Some people will disappear, or by themselves, or through just the stress that they're going to experience. But a lot of wonders are going to blossom also from this shift. And that you're for or against AI, I believe we should just be at peace with it, because it's happening. So let's go for it. Let's not resist the change.
For sure. And what's your thoughts on social media?
Social media is the same. It's a big power, big responsibility. We have put in the hands of kids, and hence we are kids as well, by the way, all of us. A technology that allows us to do so much, it can kill us, or it can actually make us the most rich people in the world. So it takes rich responsibility. I also myself catch myself checking my phone too much. But on the other hand, I see all the spiritual people complaining about big corporations, but they make all their business thanks to Steve Jobs and Mark Zuckerberg. So again, we just have to be at peace with the decision we are making and enjoy it the best with wisdom.
The subject I want to tap on was challenges. I think that challenging yourself builds confidence. What is something that people can do to challenge themselves right now? Whether it's taking cold showers, going in ice bath. So what's something simple that people can do to bring confidence?
Absolutely. But for some, it would be just walking barefoot a little bit. We also have launched the Sadhu board challenge. You know,
can you show the camera, by the way? You're barefoot right now.
It might be a bit dirty though. But yeah, we are all like standing on nails a little bit, 5 minutes a day. We have the 21-day Sadhu board challenge. It's just to trigger basically your ability to perceive pain, to perceive challenges. So walk barefoot, do cold shower, take a moment to do nothing. During my event, Hunter, I promise, I have 40 people in front of me and I say, close your eyes. And people are like this, close your eyes. And they're like, oh yeah, I need to close my eyes.
Yeah.
It's already a struggle because they're so not used to stop for a moment. But it's okay, step by step, we relearn how to be humans, we just have forgotten. We are suffering from the inability to know ourselves. And we think we are fighting each other, but the truth is that we are fighting ourselves. We are fighting the awakening, the realization of who we truly are.
And I see it's called grounding, right? The walking barefoot everywhere.
Yeah.
It's a huge trend on social media. I see, because this guy speaks at events. What is the benefit of walking around with your shoes off?
So there is like electromagnetic benefits, because we are electric beings, by the way. We have 36 trillions of cells that each of them release 0.5 volts, something like this. So it's massive. We are like a nuclear factory of energy. So by grounding ourselves, first of all, it allows this flow to keep on going. So this is science, it's not spirituality. And also is that by touching the grass, it resonates with your inner nature. So it lowers your inflammation. If you lower your inflammation, serotonin can be released from the brain. Serotonin, which is the hormone of happiness, which so many people, successful or unsuccessful, are suffering because they don't feel happiness, too much inflammation. And more than that, it's also gonna request a little bit of courage, because being barefoot outside, people look at you. I think this is the biggest benefit. Like, go face a little bit something that puts you into discomfort. Because I see so many people, Hunter, that are building 30 companies. Bro, after the 10th companies, we all understood that this is your comfort zone. You know what I mean? There is no more pride. Like, some people that's gonna climb the mountain 20 times, yeah, okay. It's fine, keep climbing the mountains if you love it, of course. But this is not your discomfort anymore. And in order to be courageous, you need fear. So chase the fear and take hard decisions.
I like that. I like that. Definitely got to put yourself in uncomfortable situations. And what does your routine look like in the morning? Do you have this like, I don't, to be honest, at first appearance, I feel like you're this guy that wakes up in the morning, goes outside, stands on grass, takes in sunlight, does sauna and ice bath. Like what's your routine?
It's half true. It's kind of true. I have no routine. I don't believe in routine for myself. I really do as I feel. But the truth is, yes, I end up every day somehow, at some point, standing on nails, looking a bit at the sun, doing breath work.
You stand on nails every day.
Yeah. But I have them at home, like when I just pass by, I stand 1 minute. Same with breath work, like the breathing exercises. I don't do anymore like 20 minutes all the time. Sometimes I just sit and I relax for 1 minute. I'm in the lift, I'm doing it. I connect with the breath. Because the goal is to detach yourself from the outer world that is stressing you. To not be attached to the triggers that are impacting the way you feel. The goal here is to be master of your frequency. And this is science, it's not spirituality. If you are able to vibrate high emotions, peace, love, happiness, joy, you will actually create a reality that matches this frequency. This is Albert Einstein, by the way. It's not some kind of woo-hoo thing. So, by learning how to detach yourself from the outer world and your personality that doesn't serve you, you're able to change your frequency and therefore to become a man that you want to be. And then the reality just match. This is the law of physics. It's vibration resonate with each other.
Well, yeah, I definitely appreciate this conversation, Ferdinand. Something I like to do with guests that we have come on is trying to have a day in the life with you. So maybe in the future we could do a content day where we go to one of your events,
yes,
and
please.
we really see what you do behind the scenes. I guess one last question I have for you is, what is the favorite quote that you stand by, if you have one?
Before enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. After enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. Most of you may not understand what it means. I invite you to dig into it. It's about the relationship between existence and consciousness. It's about the ability to go through life and how finding peace. This is ancient knowledge that has worked for thousands of years, if it's not more, and it works fundamentally for absolutely everyone. So, before enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. After enlightenment, chop wood, carry water.
I like that. Thank you so much, Ferdinand.
It's
It's a pleasure. Awesome. Thank you guys for tuning into the Wayond podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, I think you'll enjoy this episode right here. And of course, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Thank you once again.